So we join this Eastern Conference final here, live in session. Only a couple seconds have ticked down as it's the Bruins taking on the Canadians. I'm Connor Tommelty here with Jared Lackman-Minkoff as into the zone calls Emile Picard, and it's going to be offside. Jared, that gives us a chance to talk about this matchup. What are you expecting?
Well, the Canadians are easily the team to beat in this game, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. They haven't lost a game yet in this tournament, and there's no time like the present for the Bruins. Both of these teams made quick work of their opponents in the second round, with the Canadians manhandling the Red Wings and the Bruins defeating the Rangers in 2 straight. So who knows what's going to happen here.
As Diakite had it into the zone, his pass is picked off initially, and he picks it up from the corner. The feed over is going to be settled down here. That's number 25 of the Canadians. That looked to be Nicolas Labroche. As it's picked up by the Bruins. McManus tried to play it along the boards to Lucier. It's intercepted here once again. Bonnet tries to settle it down. He finally will. Cuts to the center of the ice, but not before he loses the puck. Tries to shoot it on goal. Rebound still there between the legs of St. Hilaire. They open the scoring just like that. Now 50 seconds into the game, it's William Penk with the opening mark.
Absolutely dangerous offense from this Canadians team. They've scored buckets full of goals in this tournament. Like 7, 8, 9. They've had several games where they've scored that many goals, and they get started right away here. That's not what the Bruins were looking for, as the only chance the Bruins have in this game is to find a way to shut down this potent offense, and that's not a good start for them.
So a reminder, unlike the first and second rounds, it's not a best of 2 games. It's winner takes all. The loser goes home. As it's settled down by Allaire in his own zone. We tried to play it forward. No one was home, though, so it's picked up here by Mvoila of the Habs. Guo is in the mix here. Pouliot does get it and tries to hold the line, but he couldn't, so he's going to walk in. He's going to shoot wide of the mark here. Jack Dory, number 17, picking it up for the Bruins. And Voila in the mix as well, as so is Allaire. The puck is trying to be sent around the boards here. Aurelius is going to play it forward to Derek Pierre, the captain. He's going to go right over to Rochelot. He's got some men on him. It's Allaire and now Kunkam as well. Going to go down low here to Derek Pierre behind the net. Kunkam can't intercept it. It's just going to be passed back and forth between Pierre and Rochelot. And finally, Mvoila is going to join the fray. Pierre going to go over all the way over to Mvoila. Mvoila, he's got Pepin on him. He's going to leave it for Aurelius. Aurelius around the boards. Derek Pierre sets it down. Derek Pierre couldn't handle it initially and tries to pinch it out here as a good defensive play by Guo to hold the line, and he does. Pierre will pick it up. Pierre trying to go past Pepin. Finally, he's going to be taken here by Rochelot in the corner. He's got Pepin on him. Rochelot just absolutely swarmed, and finally it goes near St. Hilaire, and he's going to knock it towards Kunkam. Kunkam finally backhands it out of the zone, knocked down by Aurelius around center ice. He looked to feed Derek Pierre, but he was going for a line change, so Kunkam's going to pick it up here for the Bruins. Kunkam rifles a pass over to Jack Dory. Dory's going to walk into the zone here, but he's swarmed by Canadians. We pass back here to Kunkam, who tries to play it forward. It's intercepted and disrupted. Kunkam now disrupts that one. Kunkam can't get that one now as it is finally jumped down. Wallace wins the race to the puck. He's got Aurelius on him, though. Wallace slapped away here by Bonnet, who wins the stick fight. But it is picked up now by McManus, and here come the Bruins back the other way. McManus around Penk now, cuts to the center of the ice. McManus still had the puck on his stick, but he got swarmed by defensive players. The Canadians don't give you much breathing room when you enter into the offensive zone. So we've been seeing that all term as Alex Nicolaitis picks up the puck and dumps it forward for number 22, Bosom. Bosom, it's picked off here by Diakite in his own zone. Plays it forward. No one's home, though, so Nicolaitis will pick it up. Nicolaitis, one of the younger players in this tournament. He's only 13 years old, but already plays M18 hockey. So it's picked off here by Labroche. Deflection on. Good save made by St. Hilaire. Wallace going to pick it up now for the Bruins. He's going to be taken away by Emile Picard, but Wallace still had it on his stick, only for Penk to now take it away. Penk has the first goal and tried to get Picard in the mix to try and shoot it on. Wallace disrupts that one. Penk now along the boards is going to play it back to Labroche. Labroche, it's knocked away by Bosom, and so the Bruins trying to spring something. Bosom now going to find it to McManus. He's got a man with him. McManus going to turn, fire. Lucier, bad save made by, I believe that's Geikis. Or Geek, excuse me, not Breezeball, who's going to be in the goal for the Nets here. McManus still with possession of the puck, though. Tries to make the extra move, and he misses the puck, and it's going to go over to Labroche. Labroche uses the boards. Played over now. In is going to walk Rochelot. Rochelot got Wallace all over him and takes the puck away, only for Penk to be in the mix, and Wallace takes it right back. Wallace feeds it over now. Bosom couldn't handle the pass. It's smacked forward. Aurelius is going to pick it just after coming off the bench for the Habs. Aurelius moves it on over to Mvoila. Mvoila goes over to Diakite. Diakite tries to feed it across here. Aurelius in front of the net. But no one was home or ready for that one on the Habs as Diakite picks it right back. Off a skate here dangerously of Kunkam and just sails over the net. Kunkam is going to whack it along the boards. It's pinched on here by Aurelius, who's just taking a lot of whacks around the skates right now because that's where the puck is. Bolnay in the mix too. Played forward, and finally St. Hilaire's going to just scoop it up, and we're going to get a stoppage in play.
Well, we already know the Canadians have an extremely potent offense, but the thing that makes them an almost unbeatable team is, as you alluded to, Connor, they're almost an impenetrable fortress, on defense, and you can almost never get on-man rushes against them, and the few times you do, you've got a brick wall and net once again, whether it's Dimitri Geekas or Antoine Brisebois, as we see in this game, making a big stop on Dylan Lucier.
So Kunkam going to take it off the draw here. He plays the puck forward, but it's swatted with the stick defensively, and the Habs do retrieve it in their own end. It's Gouault who has the puck now. He's going to move it on over to Mvoila. Mvoila, one of my favorite names in this tournament. It's no Stone McGregor, but it's still pretty impressive. As Aurelius is going to move it over to Derek Pierre. It's smacked away, and Aurelius will retrieve it in the offensive end. Aurelius looking for either a lane to pass or a lane to shoot. He's going to turn. It's going to be taken away now by the Bruins. Allaire has it now. Elliot Allaire. He's swarmed by Habs sweaters. And Voila will go back and retrieve it in his own end. You're going to move it over to Gouault. Gouault feeds it forward now and going to be picked off by Pouliot. Pouliot looked to center it, but no one was home, so Mvoila will take it. Mvoila, who was player of the game at one point in this tournament. I had the privilege and the honor, I should say, of interviewing him post-match. Very respectable young man. Much of these young men are very respectable and professional as well. Because now as we see Derek Pierre in the mix here, Pierre tried to center it over, but no one was home. Bosom will pick it up instead, and it's picked off here by the captain, Pierre. Pierre tries to go between the legs, doesn't work. Pank going to pick it up, tried to feed it right over, but McManus is now going to come up with it. McManus tried to feed it over because he had Lucier streaking in. Those two have had a really good tournament working together, and now here comes Bolnay with some speed. Bolnay hits the brakes, but Wallace takes it right away from him. Wallace going to use the boards here. Nicolaitis uses the boards himself and gets it over to Bosom on the breakout. Bosom is taken back by Rochelot. He's going to walk in with it, fires, shoot, save made by St. Hilaire. Nicolaitis now uses the boards. McManus looking to break it out, and they finally will again, but only for Diakite to intercept it around center ice. The Bruins' potent offense is non-existent due to the Canadians' stout defense. And now Penk will finally pick it up in his own zone. Tries to fire on. Toe save made by St. Hilaire. Now it's picked up again by Dory. Dory just outstretches him. Diakite intercepts it. Moved right on over to number 25. That's Labroche again. Going to walk in, shoot. High of the mark here. McManus had a good opportunity right there, but just misses high. And now here come Mid-Picard on the rush the other way. Mid-Picard has 4 Habs sweaters. Rochelot walks in, shoots, scores! So it's going to be Nicolas Labroche who extends the lead for the Habs here with 2:55 left. It's 2-0 for the red, white, and blue.
That's not a great goal to give up for Maya Saint-Hilaire. Not that it was totally his fault, but if you're Maya Saint-Hilaire, you really need to shut the door here because, like you said, the Canadians have an incredibly stout defense to go along with their offense, and you can't be allowing goals like that. Saint-Hilaire needs to be the guy to step up for the Bruins, and so far he's been good, but he's got to be outstanding for the Bruins to have a chance here.
A lot of pressure on these Bruins who are already down 2 goals in this one, and there's going to be a penalty just like that to make it worse. It's Elliot Allaire getting his stick in the legs here of Mvoila, and he's headed to the box.
The Canadians just put so much pressure on all their opponents. They really force them to make split-second, almost panicky decisions, and that's just the result of good skill, good forecheck, and just being very smart with the puck, and that pays dividends once again.
Also have a really stout coaching staff here that have given them really good intelligent plays and strategy going forward, eh, Jared?
Yes, absolutely.
So now in the face-off dot, you have Derek Pierre going up against Pouliot. See if the Habs can do some more damage here. Kunkam uses the boards to fire it out, and he will. Aurelius will have to come out of the zone to play it. Aurelius moves around Pouliot. 19-on-19 action for a brief second. Aurelius around the face-off dot now. He's going to stream around the net with a bunch of speed. Aurelius hits the brakes. He tries to move it down to Mvoila, but nothing going. Dory's in pursuit of him. Mvoila, nifty skating and stick work right here. He's going to leave it over for Bolnay. Bolnay Gets around the opposition of Pouliot. Bonnet going to try and walk in on goal. Pulls it to the forehand. Hit the post. It goes high into the air. Saint-Hilaire is indicating that it was a push afterwards, but the referee assuring him that he didn't see anything.
That was a nice move by Bonnet. I don't think it was the best shot choice, as Saint-Hilaire kind of had the angle on him, but you put it on net, it's never a bad thing. The Canadians can afford to take a bit more chances there because they know they're going to get their offensive opportunities. So not a bad choice from Adam Bonnet there.
Picard in the dot now. He's going against McManus, but the Habs do win the draw. Diakite settles it down at the point. Diakite moves it on over to Rochelot. He moves it down low here to Bonnet. Bonnet tried to get into the slot. Labroche was there, but it misses through the crease. Penk. He's along the hash marks, but now along the corners. He's pinched along the boards by Wallace. Emile Picard gets into the mix here too. He wins it back to Diakite. Diakite's going to move it right over to that was number 25, Labroche. And now the Bruins intercepted it briefly here, and it's picked off again by the Habs. Rochelot into the zone. Rochelot moves it over to Emile Picard. He's going to walk in with it. Fans on the shot. Emile Picard picks it up now, looking for a man to either pass it to or a lane to shoot. Diakite going to circle it around the point. Diakite, it goes off the shins here of Kuhn and down to the corner. Diakite picks it back up again. Moves it on over to his partner, Bonnet. Or excuse me, that was Labroche again. Pank going to take it around the hash marks. William Pank looking for an area to shoot. Rebound was right there. Rochelot! Looks like the arm of Saint-Hilaire does get in the way, and he will hold on and then freeze the puck.
Yeah, Saint-Hilaire got lucky there. Rochelot fanned on the initial rebound with a wide open cage, and he sort of fanned on the second attempt as well, but by that point Saint-Hilaire was able to get across. This is just an utter domination by the Canadians on this power play so far.
So 1:09 left to play in the first period. 22 seconds still in the penalty here to Allaire on the trip. Derek Pierre in the dot now, but the Bruins hold on to it. Kuhn going to turn around with it, and he's going to try and use the boards to get it out, and he is successful. Pouliot, now he's going to fire it down. Bouncing puck. Less than a minute now left in the first period, and 10 seconds left in the penalty to Allaire. It's moved over to Gouault. Gouault, he's going to go across with it to Aurelius. Aurelius goes over to Bonnet, who's met by Allaire as he comes out of the box, and Allaire pinches him along the boards. Pouliot had it briefly here, and it's taken away by Mvoila, who moves it to Gouault. Gouault. He's going to try and move in with it. He puts it in deep. Allaire's in the mix now, trying to pinch along the boards. Played forward by Wallace for Kuhncom. And they're going to be taken now by Bonnet. Bonnet is taken by Allaire. He's going to do a stretch pass, but no one's home. But Mvoila is, though. 10 is Gouault again. He's going to fire it on goal. Blocker save made by Saint-Hilaire, who steers it behind the net. Wallace, the extra move. He's going to break it out here, and it's not super successful. It gets out of the zone at least, but the Canadians do intercept it around the center ice. 10 seconds left in the first period. It's moved ahead by Bonnet. Kuhncom intercepts it instead. Wallace trying to go over to Pouliot. He can't handle the pass, and that's going to do it for the first 10 minutes of action here in the Eastern Conference Final. It's 2-0 Canadians.
Yeah, honestly, it could be worse than that for the Bruins. Maël Saint-Hilaire has made some big stops, and that's just a testament to this Canadians offense. I mean, they will just pound you and pound you and pound you with shots and strong scoring chances. And it's up to the Bruins to counter that, because they're not going to be able to stop the Canadians' potent offense here. The best they can do is kind of rebound with a strong offense of their own. But that's the thing, the Canadians really shut them down defensively too. The only quality scoring chance I can think of for the Bruins in that first period was that rush by McManus and Lucier. And that's just where this Canadians team is over the top, because their goaltenders can make big stops on the very few times where their defense does let up a big chance. And Antoine Brisebois came across to make a great stop there.
As we look at the across the ice here, I'm looking at the head coach of the Canadians. He's drawing something on the back wall and indicating what they have to do, a visualization. It's not just graffiti. He's not vandalizing the property by any means. He's just indicating, and that's probably a testament to the coaching staff. It still feels a bit above the rest of the teams here. We pointed out, Jared. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, I think it's very clearly the best coaching in the tournament. You see the Canadians' positioning is second to none. They are always back defensively when they lose the puck. They always generate on-man rushes offensively, and even moving, cycling through their own offensive or defensive zone, they're never out of position. And when you have skill on top of that, it really makes the team unbeatable.
So now in the faceoff does Emile Picard. He's going to be going up against Logan McManus here, and the puck is dropped, but it's won by the Canadians. Diakite takes it now. He's going to move it over to Bonnet. Bonnet, he runs into number 15. That was Wallace. Diakite has to wait for his team to get onside, and they will. Diakite gets the puck in deep here, still on his stick. Diakite. He's going to leave it here for Penk. Penk hits the brakes. William Penk tries to move it over. Diakite will take the feed. Diakite shot right into the glove of St. Hilaire to start the frame.
Well, the Canadians are completely content with that. You know, not every chance needs to be a high-quality scoring chance. They have the lead now, so they're perfectly happy just spending time in the Bruins offensive zone, getting any shot on net that they can to just, that's more time where the Bruins don't have the puck in the offensive zone.
So Nicolaitis going to retrieve the puck here. It was pinched here hard by the Canadians, and as a result, Bolstrom gets to squeeze out, but good defensive effort to come back in that one. Now the Canadians trying to go back the other way. It's Emile Picard. Emile Picard somehow still has it with him. Penk is over there. Penk feed over. Good defensive stick here by Wallace. McManus now going to take the puck off the ice. He's got Dory with him, and he's also got Lucier. McManus turns. Dory wide open. Shoots. Misses wide. Looked like actually Brisebois got a glove on that one as Picard tries to get it from his own end out to Bolnay. It's passed over now. Jack Dory loses it here to Diakite. Bolnay enters the zone, but Diakite can't exit in time.
Well, if there's one guy who's going to be able to shut the Canadians down, it's Liam Wallace, who just had a fantastic shift there. As you said, Connor, a great defensive play on the rush from William Penk, and another great job, great awareness to get the puck up off the boards. So he's having a good one so far.
Puck is dropped in one briefly by Pierre, only to be slapped away. Bosom tries to use the boards. Aurelius pinching, goes between his legs, but is picked up here by Rochelot. Interfered with a little bit here by Pouliot. Dory's going to hit the feed over to Pouliot as a result. Hits a stick and goes wide. Allaire in the mix now, fighting with Aurelius and Guo for it. Aurelius looks to have it, and Guo will pick it up. So it's going to be moved over here to Pierre. He's going to slide it right on over to Rochelot. Rochelot, it's between the legs here, and St. Hilaire goes on and just going to cover that one up as he was not taking any chances.
Well, that was a good job by Thomas Rochelot. You can tell he was looking for a teammate to pass it to. Unfortunately, just slipped off his stick. But this is the kind of thing we were talking about with the Canadians' positioning. When you have 3-on-2s like that, it seems every shift they get at least a 3-on-2. And so they can afford to not have all of them work out.
So it's pushed forward now. That looks like Mvoila was in the mix. Now here's Nathaniel Kuhncomb, who's been sensational in this tournament for the Bruins. He's got a lot of speed. Look at that giddy up. Nathaniel Kuhncomb circling around the net. He's either looking for he looks like for a man. It can't be held in at the line here by Pepin, so the good effort by Kuhncomb is unfortunately foiled as they go back to their own end here. Going to be finally whacked forward here. Dory tried to deflect it and bounce it over to Pouliot. It's intercepted by Guo as it's mishandled. And Voila has it now. He's going to feed it over to Aurelius. Aurelius moves it on forward now. It's going to be Rochelot. Rochelot moves it over to Pierre, but it goes off his skate here. It's going to be now taken by Aurelius. Aurelius in the offensive zone. It goes off a body and wide of the mark again. So Kuhncomb in the fray now. Nathaniel Kuhncomb does come up with the puck. Stretch feet here to Pouliot. Beautiful pass. But he's going to be running into by Diakite, who has a good defensive effort now. And it's moved ahead to William Penk. Penk. He'll enter the zone for the Canadians. Move it over to Diakite. Diakite, he's going to drop it back here. What a good shot. Gets the glove on it. St. Hilaire as he had Bolnay, who had a good chance here. Better glove by St. Hilaire is the victor in that sequence, as McManus now coming back the other way. McManus, it looked like he had the extra move around Picard, but good defensive play there by him. It's going to be Bolnay now who picks it up. Bolnay cuts to the center of the ice. He's got a man with him. It's Diakite. He drops it over to the feed. Diakite going to just shoot it on low, look for the rebound. But it's handled here by Dylan Lucier. Lucier is going to feed it on over to McManus. McManus. He's just immediately run into by Bicall, and there's going to be a penalty here against the Canadians, and it's going to be a cross. It's a slash and interference, if I'm not mistaken. So two men going to the box. I believe it's Pouliot. No, it's McManus, and it's going to be Emile Picard.
Yeah, I think we're going to play 4-on-4 here. But what we're used to seeing from the Bruins is kind of offense in all forms, right? They're very good at cycling in the offensive zone, especially Nathaniel Kuhncomb. But they're also usually very good in transition on the rush. But as we saw, that's where the Canadians excelled defensively. As Kuhncomb tried to pass up ahead to Pouliot, that's the kind of play that has worked for the Bruins this entire tournament against every other team. But the Canadians had 3 men there ready for it, and they shut it down like it was nothing.
So 5-on-5 hockey, but 2 men in the box. McManus, one of the better players here on the Bruins roster, or the more reputable, given the fact that he's displayed a really good feat of strength with his line mate Lucier throughout the tournament. Emile Picard as well has been a sensational goal scorer amongst the many good sensational players on the Habs roster as it's put in deep here by the Habs. Guo going to settle it down. He moves it over to Pierre, but actually dumps over his stick. Nikolaitis gets in the fray, and he moves it on over around the boards to Nathaniel Kunkam, who's going to feed it all the way across here, only to be interfered with, but the stick of Pierre goes deep into the Montreal end. Guo trying to use the boards of it. Pierre, the captain, whacking at it. So is the other captain, Kunkam, on the Bruins, or should I say assistant captain, Kunkam. Pierre's stick gets there in the way. Going to be on the rebound deflection. Kunkam, go score! Bounces to his stick, and Nathaniel Kunkam puts himself in the right place at the right time. And just like that, cuts the deficit in half.
That was a big play from the Bruins. You saw the Canadians, as we were saying, they have very few defensive breakdowns, but that was one there. Do not leave Nathaniel Kunkam alone in front of the net, and that's what they did. Unfortunately, all 5 men were kind of caught puck watching, and he's able to snipe home that rebound. Very few rebounds given up here by Antoine Brisebois, but the Bruins take advantage of the one that he did allow.
Nathaniel Kunkam, that's very similar to the goal he scored in the last round. The opening marker against the Rangers was very similar. That was on, I believe, Ocean Lee, the goaltender at the time, as Diakite's going to take the puck here off the draw. He fed over to Bolnay. Lucier just a bit too tough on the reception-interception here. Aurelius trying to play the puck forward. He's swarmed by Bosa. It bounces between players here. Nobody has the clear possession. And finally, it's Bosa who blows a tire on nothing. Give me Diakite who picks it up after that. He's got Penk with him, and so also Aurelius. Good defensive stick of Wallace gets in the way. Aurelius tries to center it around goal. It's stopped here by Penk. He tries to go. Kick save made by St. Hilaire in tight. Lucier's going to pick it up now. He moves it over to Bosa. He can't handle the feed, though. Bolnay's going to hit Penk on the reception. William Penk going to walk in with it now. He's got Aurelius. Penk, backhand. Easy save made by St. Hilaire. He'll hold on.
Well, we're exactly halfway through the second period, and so far the Bruins have been doing more of what they need to do in the second period to be able to have a chance in this game. Liam Wallace breaking up passes once again, and Miles Saint-Hilaire has started to make some incredible stops for the Bruins, and that's why it's only a 1-goal game right now. The Canadians have dominated the play as we would expect them to, but the score is the only thing that matters at the end of the day.
So it's going to be held off the draw by the Bruins. Wallace plays around the boards for Pepin. Dory looked like to get the reception, but going to be a delayed icing instead, and they will call it. So we'll do it all the way again in the Bruins zone.
So we have 20 seconds left in the offsetting penalties here before both these players come back on. But we'll see the Canadians' offense. They've still been getting some chances here in the second period, but they have kind of slowed down a little bit. I think the Bruins have gained a bit of momentum, especially following that goal by Nathaniel Kunkam.
And off the draw, it's sort of kicked towards St. Hilaire, so he's just going to cover that one up again. We'll redo the draw here. 4:48 remaining in the second period. Current time is 7:47 p.m. That's just a little detail I wanted the folks at home to know. It doesn't have any real relevance on here, maybe to emphasize that it is late. So Jack Dory's going to pick it up here. Dory, the stick of Penk gets in the way. Hilaire's going to whack at it. He's going to fire it around the boards. Bouncing puck picked up by Bolnay here. Bolnay still with the puck on his stick, I should say. Bolnay going to cut through the middle of the ice here, but it's taken away now by, now it's number 28, Pepin on the Bruins. Picked up by Labroche, who tries to fire on the boards, but Pepin gets in the way of that. Thomas Pepin, and it's taken away here by Labroche, and now Pierre's going to pick it up for the Habs. He has to get around Penk. He's actually going to leave it to William Penk. Going to make it over to Diakite. Diakite going to walk in, shoot, held on once again by St. Hilaire.
Well, I want to see the Canadians try and get in front of the net more. They're starting to take some shots from a bit more further out in the offensive zone. And Miles Saint-Hilaire, to his credit, is an excellent goaltender. If you're able to beat him, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. So you're not going to beat him clean very often from mid or long range. Where the Canadians have excelled in this tournament is the offensive cycle and the cross-ice passes, because those are almost unstoppable for opposing goalies.
In the face-off dot is going to be Emile Picard. He's going to go up against Logan McManus. It's going to be a tie-up. Good opportunity here for the Habs, but the shot does not connect on the net. It looked like it was Rochelot who tried the shot. Picked up here by McManus. Logan McManus going to flick it on forward. It bounces past everybody's stick. It is a delayed icing. And there we go. We'll call it again. 3:52 left in the second period. We're going to get a face-off back in the Bruins zone once again.
That was a bit of miscommunication there. Bit of an uncoordinated pass from the Bruins. You can see they're trying those strong breakout plays a bit more now. Perhaps they're a bit overexcited following that goal to cut the deficit in half, but they need to keep their composure and just go with the efficient offense.
So another chance in tight off the face-off here. Rochelot just misses wide again. And the puck is played forward here by the Bruins, at least attempting to. Diakite somehow holds the puck within the neutral zone and then pushes it forward. It's going to be picked up here by Lucier, who hits it off the glass. He picked up by McManus, who dangles in a phone booth quickly. Bosom will take the feed. It's smacked forward by Emil Pical, and then picked up by Nicolaitis. He's going to go over to Wallace. Wallace hits Lucier with it. Lucier's going to hit now McManus. Logan McManus has it taken away here by both Aurelius and Rochelot. And now here they go joining the rush. Aurelius going to walk in, goes high with it. Gets under that one too much as it goes into the meshing.
That was great defending on the 2-on-1. I believe it was Liam Wallace once again who completely took away the passing option of Aurelius. You can tell he was looking towards Rochelot the whole time. He was thinking pass, but Wallace took off the pass, and Saint-Hilaire did a great job of closing off the angle for the shot. So although it was a 2-on-1, it wasn't actually that threatening for the Bruins at all.
Into the face-off dot once again is William Pank. It's dropped back here as he won it off the draw. It's moved over now to Bolnay. Hits the body of Kunkam. Pouliot will pick it up. Going to be taken here. William Pank tries to fire towards the goal. It hits a stick and goes wide. Kunkam will pick it up once again. Hits the brakes here in his own end. Kunkam going to use the boards here and play it forward. Pouliot is going to have to take it off the draw and feed it over to Kunkam now. Kunkam hits to the center of the ice, trying to get through many players. Going to be William Pank who intercepts it off of him now. Pank going to try and take it into the offensive zone even further, but it actually squeezes out here as Pierre hits the brakes and turns around. He tried to leave it over to Bolnay, who was exiting the zone, but he didn't see it in time. Allaire will pick the pocket as a result. Moved over to Kunkam. Kunkam moves around Bolnay and now tries to get around Pierre as well. He moves it forward, but it's intercepted at center ice by Pank. Pank is now going to move into the offensive zone. William Pank walks in, shoots. Save made by the chest pads here of St. Hilaire. Now finally fired away here by the Bruins, but a delayed icing, and it will now be called with 2:13 left in the second period.
We've seen a lot of icings here in the past couple of minutes against the Bruins, and that's just another testament to the Canadian strength on offense. You see, it's not just the shots, it's not just the dangerous scoring chances, it's the fact that they're always in the right positions to get those second and third chances. So if you're the Bruins, whenever you recuperate a defensive rebound, you always have a guy right on you for the Canadians, so you're forced to just shoot it down the ice in a kind of split-second decision.
Liam Wallace sends it around the boards off the draw. In pursuit of it is both Nicolaitis and Rochelot of the Habs. To be picked up by Wallace here around the feed. Flicks forward high in the air. Bounces past Emile Pical, but not past Mvoila, who uses the boards to play it forward. Emile Pical will pick it up in the end here. Going to be smacked away only for Rochelot to move in. Goes, feeds it across to Aurelius. Couldn't handle the feed as it goes wide of the mark. Trying to be centered out in front again. Now going to be settled down by Diakite. And then smacked around the boards by Nicolaitis. Aurelius comes up with it over to Diakite. Shoot, save made now by Saint-Hilaire.
Diakite has started to take this kind of shoot-first mentality. He's carried the puck a few times in the second period, and every time it's just been a mid or long-range shot. But we know he's capable of kind of cycling around the offensive zone a bit more, making great passes, opening lanes for teammates. So I'd like to see that more from him.
Puck is dropped here, now won by the Bruins. Wallace plays it around the boards to Nicolaitis like last sequence here. Now it's played right back over to William Wallace. 1:30 left here in the second period. Bosom going to take the feed. Bosom, and it actually hits off of, I believe that was either the Alex Nicolaitis' dad on the bench or the pad here of the backup goalie, Lunsky. Regardless, it's out of place, so we'll have the face-off resume in the neutral zone.
Well, the Bruins, they need to start getting more rushes up the ice. I know it's a 2-1 game, but since they scored that 2-1 goal, they haven't gotten many opportunities. It's still been all Canadians here.
So Diakite takes it off the feed forward from the draw on the Bruins. Rochelot will take the feed, and he's going to feed it right on over to Aurelius. Aurelius plays it back to Pierre. Shot towards St. Hilaire. Bounces high in front of him. Going to be a bad rebound as Rochelot almost got the feed here in front, but it's taken away by the Bruins, and they come back now. It's Lucier coming back on the rush. Dylan Lucier goes wide of the mark. He had a bit of an open cage as it looked like Brisebois wasn't super prepared in his net. Sent around the boards here is going to be picked up by Mvoila because he's the only man. Moves it over to Aurelius on the breakout. Going to be played over here by Bosom, but pushed forward to Pierre. Aurelius does pick it up again. Tries to feed it over. Hits a body, and that was Kunkam who got in the way, as it didn't look like St. Hilaire could have gotten over quick enough. 37 seconds left in the second period. Kunkam with the puck on his stick. Daniel Kunkam He's trying to get around as much opposition, and there's going to be a call here against the Habs as it's a high stick that comes up and hits the face of Kunkam. He's going to shake that one off, but they're going to go to the power play, are the Bruins.
Yeah, I believe that was Emile Picard who got called, or excuse me, it was Adam Bornay. But regardless, fantastic sequence for Nathaniel Kunkam. You see, he blocked a shot. That looked like he saved a sure goal to me, as that was a beautiful cross-ice pass that Saint-Hilaire couldn't catch up to. But Kunkam, he's the Bruins' best player. I believe he was their first draft pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was. He was top 3, actually.
There you go. So they need him to be their best player, and he has been so far, well, not this entire game, but on that sequence.
Referee making sure everybody is set now, and the puck is dropped and one over to Kunkam, only to be taken away by Emile Picard. Picard is going to use the boards here, but it's going to be intercepted by McManus. He feeds it over to Kunkam. Daniel Kunkam moving the puck forward now. He's going to take a slapper, and it's going to be Mvoila who gets his stick in the way. Kunkam going to try and see if he can either wrap it around or move the puck forward, and Brisebois is going to take the loose puck and just cover it up. I like that decision by Antoine Brisebois. You can tell the Bruins, they're gaining some energy, they're gaining a little bit of momentum. They're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. If you're Brisebois, you probably just want to slow it down and do your best to kill off the rest of this period. So 7.8 seconds left in the second period, as Jared mentioned. Kunkam trying to take it off the draw. Shoot, here's the other shot by Pouliot. Goes off the mask of Brisebois. Wallace with 2 seconds left. He's going to just fire it on goal, but that'll do it for the second frame, as there's at least one goal in here by Nathaniel Kunkam to draw the deficit to 2-1, but still the Canadians with the lead. Yeah, so obviously a better second period by the Bruins as they got one of those goals back. But Brisebois, he's started to become important for the Canadians. They're not used to seeing that. They've usually had, a 5 or 6 goal lead by this point in the game. So now they're only up 1. They haven't faced much adversity at all in this tournament. So it'll be very interesting to see how they respond to this, as they're still on the penalty kill for a minute and a half. And so we'll really see what Antoine Brisebois is made of here. He's already made several big saves for the Canadians in this game, and he'll have to keep that up here. Versus what are the Bruins going to be having to do to put some more pressure on their opposition? You only have 10 minutes to survive with right here. A reminder, it's winner stays, loser goes home. Yeah, so this not a best 2 out of 3 like previous rounds. This is just a one-off game, and losers completely eliminated. So for the Bruins, you need more offensive zone time. They've gotten some good chances, but they were mostly off the rush. And you could win games without spending much time in the offensive zone, but you lower your chances when the Canadians have the puck in your zone the whole time, because it's just mathematically, when you don't have the puck, you're less likely to score, obviously. So for the Bruins, they need more puck possession, more offensive zone time, and just more shots on net, which obviously is way easier said than done against this Canadians team. The puck is won back here by Pouliot. It's going to go over to McManus. He's going to walk into the zone here. He's got Diakite all over him. McManus goes around the goal. Diakite slashes it away here. As still the Bruins are on the man advantage. Going to be settled down on the other end as it was dumped away. Saint-Hilaire is going to move it over to Kunkam. He's going to whack it right over to Lucier. He had Pierre coming towards him to Kunkam as he takes the feed again from Lucier. Kunkam going to move it towards Pouliot. Pouliot's going to have to go retrieve the puck. Pierre's going to pick it right up here. Good stick made by McManus, and he holds onto it as he found it in his skates. Look, Elias is going to pinch him along the boards. McManus turned with it. Goes back to the forehand. Logan McManus going to leave it now to Kunkam. Kunkam going to go back to the boards, go back to the point here to Wallace. Going to fire it on goal. Oh, it looks like it goes in. It's a deflection and it's inside the net. So the Bruins tie up the game in the third period. And it's a brand new hockey game. Unbelievable. Liam Wallace has been massive for the Bruins in these playoffs. He's been, I'd argue, their best 200-foot player. He made fantastic plays on defense throughout the playoffs and in this game, and that's just a seeing eye shot from the high slot. Brisebois is still confused about that one. I think this goal is going to stand, but what an incredible shot from Liam Wallace. Perfectly placed through a screen as well. Brisebois still talking with the referees here, stating that he must have been interfered with or the stick of his was held. We're going to see if there is a final decision, but I believe the goal will stand. The referee walking over to the Canadiens bench most likely going to give an explanation or hear out the arguments. But within the next 9 minutes and 10 seconds of regulation, we're going to see if we can crown an Eastern Conference final champion. If not, we'll go to overtime. But Jared, if I told you the Bruins would tie up this game within the third period and it would be only 2-2 headed into the later stages, what would you say?
Yeah, at the beginning of this game, I would have been pretty shocked. If you told me after the second period, I still would have been surprised, but not super shocked. The Bruins, to their credit, have played a very good game, about as well as you can play against this Canadiens team, which is absolutely loaded with talent everywhere on the roster. So, honestly, great job by the Bruins that they've tied up this game, but the job isn't done yet.
If you're a fan of classic rivalries, Bruins versus Hab is pretty historic. But now this is history in the making when it comes to the NHL Kids Tournament. As off the draw here, it's a tie-up in a brand new hockey game as Dory plays it back to Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis moves it on over to Wallace, who tries to hit Allaire. Hits his skates here, and he couldn't handle it initially. Going to be settled by Brisebois, who plays it back over to Guo. Guo plays the puck forward now. It'll be picked up by Pank, who's going to feed it forward. He was before the center ice, so there's no actual icing being called here. Nikolaitis shoots it around the boards. Now Nikolaitis is going to try and pick it up, but Emil Picard gets there first. Picard hits the break. He runs it to Nikolaitis, who runs it to Dory. Going to be now in front. Bonnet, good stick save made here by St. Hilaire in tight, and it does get out of the zone, so Guo will have to go back and retrieve it. It'll be settled down by Mbuela. Mbuela, he's going to play it forward here. It's going to be Emil Picard. It can be slashed at by Liam Wallace, and he's going to pick it right back up here. Liam Wallace just been playing fantastic on the defensive side on the ice, as we pointed out a plethora of times in this game and throughout the tournament. Dory takes it up. He moves it over to Nikolaitis, who dumps it into the zone so he can go for a change. Back to play is the goaltender Brisebois for the Habs. And now it's picked up by William Pank. Pank, he's going to go to the center of the ice here. William Pank lost it briefly and got it right back as Pepin is all over him. Pank is going to shoot him towards the boards here. Going to be chipped forward by the Bruins, and they will actually break it out. McManus going to try and see if he can pull it into the zone. Tried to get around the man. And now here comes Pank. He's going to take it back thanks to the defensive play here. Things are getting loud inside the arena now. Fans getting excited. Rochelot is poked away from him. Cleared forward. McManus going to pick up the puck here. He's got to have a man. It's number 22, Bosom, and Lucier, who doesn't take the feed. Diakai takes it away from him. Diakite over to Aurelius. He can't handle the feed. The clear out attempt doesn't work as it hits off of Rochelot. It's picked up by Aurelius. Aurelius is going to move it over to Diakite. Goes off his skates. Derek Pierre's going to move it over to Aurelius. Aurelius walks in with it. Shoulder save made by St. Hilaire, and it goes into the meshing behind the net.
I think the Canadiens are a little bit rattled following that goal by Liam Wallace. We don't often see them missing on these passes. You saw a pass from Aurelius there, hit the skate of Darnell Diakite. We never see that kind of stuff from him. That stuff is always on point, very polished. And so hopefully they can settle back in, because they've still got a third period and potentially overtime to play.
So in the face-off dot, it's going to be one here. It was originally by the Bruins, but the Canadiens did get the puck back, and they played forward after getting it off the line. Diakite going to try and pinch forward in the neutral zone here. Kunkam going to take it away from them. Kunkam moves it forward now. LeBrush, he's going to dump it on down. It's a stretch feed to Aurelius. He's got Derek Pierre with him. Good stick. It's going to be saucered on over. Pierre can't handle it. Derek Pierre is going to collect it at least. He's going to move around. Shoots wide of the mark here. Looked like St. Hilaire almost wasn't prepared, as Derek Pierre didn't get his head around until after he was releasing his wrists. So Diakite actually can't handle the breakout attempt here. So he'll go back and retreat in the own end. And we'll get a couple of changes. It's a full line change here for the Bruins, and only a defensive pairing change, I believe, here for the Canadiens. Diakite going to settle it down while things set up. Diakite with 6:30 left in the third period. Stretch feed over to Rochelot. Rochelot past center ice. Rochelot going to fire it. Save made by St. Hilaire, and he'll hold on.
Well, that's the downside of getting your stick in the shooting lane, as Liam Wallace did right there. He actually deflected that puck, which is why Saint-Hilaire looked kind of surprised at that shot. Still managed to make the save. But going back to that shot by Derek Pierre just a few moments ago, he actually beat Maël Saint-Hilaire on the shot, and I believe it went under his pad, and it just went wide of the net, so lucky for the Bruins there.
Good call here, and analysis by Jared Lackman-Minkoff as it's played down off the line here, and Voilat's going to fire towards the goal. No deflection on as it goes wide. It's going to be sort of gloved out of the air for a second here. It was a bounce sort of save. Another chance here by Bonnet, and another save made by Saint-Hilaire. Elliot Allau going to move it forward now, but it's going to be taken away by Pank around center ice. Pank moves it over to Emile Picard. He's going to hit William Pank with it again. Pank slashed at by Nikolaitis. Pank going to be around the net here. He's going to move it over to Emile Picard. Picard, spin move. Going to be Wallace who retrieves it here for the Bruins. Liam Wallace. High feed over here. He's going to hit Pouliot with it. Pouliot runs it to Mbuela though. And then Guo gets in the mix, and he's going to play it forward. Picked up by Nikolaitis. He's going to move it right on over to Liam Wallace. Wallace past center ice with it then. Wallace going to try and move over to the forehand. Wallace looking for a man in deeper, a passing lane. Guo cuts it off. Dory hit the ice here. Pouliot going to take the pass on the slot here. Backhand. Save made by Brisebois. Steered away here quickly by Mvoila. And then Guo takes it. The feed pass. Bolnay. He's going to have a chance here as he's going to be whacked at by St. Hilaire. That looked dangerous. But it is controlled here by the Bruins in their own end. Allaire's going to play it around the boards for Wallace. Liam Wallace. Feed again here to McManus this time. McManus, he's got the other number 9, Derek Pierre on him. Spin move in the offensive zone. Looking for either a man to pass to. He's going to try the shot, but the stick gets in the way. Bosom hits the brakes in the neutral zone, but it's whacked away by the Canadians, and here they come back the other way. It's Rochelot. Shoots. Gets a stick on it. Pad save by St. Hilaire. It's up in the air. It does fall in front there. Shoot again here. It's Aurelius who comes to the center of the ice, but he misses high. Trying to be whacked at by both teams here. The Canadians do hold on to it in the offensive zone. Daikai walks in, shoots. Save made by St. Hilaire. Rebound. It's still loose, and it's going to be covered up. It's no goal, as the Habs think that they had tucked it in right before the whistle blew, but it's going to be a washout, and we'll redo things here in the Boston end.
Absolute barrage there from the Canadians, looking to take the lead back. But something I noticed, and that shows me why they were one of the best teams in this tournament, perhaps smarter than other teams. Rochelot, when he went into the offensive zone, had Aurelius on the wing. Instead of passing it to him, he intentionally shot the puck off St. Hilaire's pad so that he could recuperate the rebound. That's just unbelievable hockey IQ from the Canadians.
So Kuhnkamp going to play it forward off the draw. Lucier on the breakout. Does get it out. He foots it over to Kuhnkamp, who moves it forward to Bosom. They will be offside with the Habs, and Bosom will elect to actually play the puck so that we get a stoppage in play. The Bruins have not been the super dominant team, but they've been good at one key aspect, and that's been face-offs in this one, Jared?
Absolutely. Puck possession, I mean, that's the base of the whole game of hockey, right? If you want to win games, you need to have possession of the puck. And the Bruins, in this third period at least, have done a great job of holding that puck, aside from that one shift just before. They've done a fantastic job of keeping the puck away from the Canadians' big boys. And we're going to have a penalty coming up here.
Emile Picard once again. As the man who hits the ice, McManus, is so celebratory, pounding the stick on the ice after that one. So with 4:07 left to play in the third period, a 2-2 hockey game, Eastern Conference Finals, the Bruins, with some momentum brewing, also have the man advantage here.
Didn't think I would say this before the game, but they don't have some of the momentum. They have all of it right now. Somehow they kept the puck out of their own net just earlier, and now they've completely tilted the ice the other way.
So Pouliot, the draw is a bit too strong. Now here comes Adam Bornay with some speed. Adam Bornay lost the puck initially here. He's going to leave it now to William Penk, so the Habs can set up even though they're short-handed. Penk moves it back to the point and actually out of the zone to kill off some time here. Diakite takes the feed here from Labroche. Diakite with Pouliot on him. Stretch feed. St. Hilaire will glove it down and move it into the corner here. Wallace will go back to retrieve it. So Liam Wallace behind his own goal. Stretch feed forward here. It's going to hit number 9. That's going to be McManus. McManus has Lucier with him. Lucier and McManus have been great in this tournament working together. Pank is going to push McManus along the boards now. It is somehow kept in by the Bruins, but no one has possession of it until Diakite finally sends it down. And he will be successful, as out of his net comes St. Hilaire to play the puck. He moves it forward to Lucier, who moves it right on over to Liam Wallace. Wallace is going to put it over to Pouliot. Pouliot looked to pass over to Lucier and decides to go down low to Kuhnkamp over here in the neutral zone. Kuhnkamp moving around a lot of players here. It's Nathaniel Kuhnkamp. He's going to leave it over to Pouliot. Pouliot going to go off the skate here of Diakite. Wallace has to shoot it on over to Pouliot. Pouliot going to just dump it in here for the Bruins. Finds the stick of McManus, who also plays the puck in deep. And voila. He picks it up for the Habs, and he's going to shoot it out of their own zone. So it will be a delay of game call most likely here on the dump out attempt by and voila. And just like that, with 34 seconds left in the first penalty. Oh, he's going to stay on the ice. No, it is a delay of game call. I'm waiting for the final call here by the referee.
He's arguing that it went off a Bruins stick before it went out of play, in which case it wouldn't be a penalty. But the official is signaling for him to go to the box here.
From this angle, it looked like he had just shot it out cleanly.
Did, yes.
So and voila, in the box. It's a 5-on-3 for the Bruins with 34 seconds to kill in the first penalty. 2:41 left in the third period. And things are getting rowdy on the Bruins bench. It's getting loud here. Puck is controlled by the Bruins off the draw. It's going to be Kuhnkamp. Kuhnkamp moves it down low to at the point to Wallace. Wallace across with it here to McManus to Wallace. Wallace moves it over to Pouliot. Pouliot back down to Wallace. Wallace to Pouliot. Shoots wider than mark. Has to be held in here by McManus. McManus going to go back down low to Lucier. Dylan Lucier walking in on goal, moves it over to Wallace, shoots, save made by Brisebois, rebound is still loose here. Kukum trying to shovel it towards the net, be steered away here quickly by the Habs. 5 seconds left in the first penalty, so there will be a man out of the box. Bacall will join the rush here, but it'll still be 5-on-4 for the Bruins. Kukum hits the ice. Derek Pierre will pick it up here for the Habs. Pierre. He actually takes it into the offensive zone. Whacked at by McManus. Derek Pierre trying to turn towards the goal. It's going to be just gloved instead by St. Hilaire. 1:10 still left in the penalty here to Mvoila. 1:51 left in the third period. Face off in the Boston zone. Or should I say the Bruins zone, excuse me.
That was the best decision there for Derek Pierre. The Bruins were absolutely in the zone, no pun intended, while they were on the power play there. Just shot after shot. Antoine Brisebois made a couple of really big saves. Great job by Derek Pierre to just shut that down, get an offensive zone draw, and try and kill off the rest of this penalty.
So the puck is won back here to Kuncum, and then he moves it over to Liam Wallace. Wallace is going to play it over to Dory. He can't actually handle the feed, so it'll be La Brush who picks it up here for the Habs. La Brush, that's a delay of game as well. Oh my goodness, that's the second time the Habs have done that. Jared, what's your 2 cents on this mistake?
Yeah, that's a disaster for the Canadians. They've really been unraveling here late in this third period especially. As we said, earlier it was the Bruins making panicky decisions resulting in icing calls. But here now, it's the Canadians we see making the panicky decisions. And the reason that one really hurts is because that's a 2-minute penalty with only 1:36 to go in this third period. So that means they're going to start overtime down a man if they even make it there.
Additionally, as well as the Bruins deciding to call a timeout here so they can adjust. Discussion being happened on both these benches. What do you think is going to be talked about here?
Yeah, well, for the Canadians, I don't know what much there is to talk about, honestly, because you're 2 men down. You just got to try and cut off the middle as much as possible. But if you're the Bruins, you're just talking about, what kind of strategy you can employ in the offensive zone. We know they have some big boys who can unleash the puck. Dylan Lucier has a massive shot. Nathaniel Kuncum has a massive shot. Liam Wallace has a sneaky massive shot. So the Bruins are just going to be talking about how they can employ that most effectively.
5-on-3 for the next 55 seconds before Mvoila comes out of the box. 1:36 left in the third period. 2-2 hockey game. The Bruins control it off the draw. It's moved over to McManus. He's going to walk in with it. Shoots. Pad save made by Brisebois. Wallace takes it off the rebound here. Move right back over to McManus. He's going to try and go into the slot. Still loose here. Kukum had 2 whacks at it, and it is finally cleared away. Wallace. He's going to try. He fans on the pass here, and it's going to be flicked out briefly, and it's going to be a race for the puck as Pank is in pursuit of it. So is Wallace for the Bruins. He wins the race there. He was at first the trailer, but it looks like he does win the race in the end. Speedy Liam Wallace moves it over to Dylan Lucier. He's going to move it on over to Pouliot. Pouliot fans on the move forward. Less than a minute now left in the third period. Looking for a call here, and the Canadians are going to get it. Picard, was trying to move the puck forward, and it's going to be a hooking call against Antoine Pouliot. So put 2 minutes in the sin bin. 9 seconds still, 5-on-4 advantage. 50.5 seconds left. So going into the overtime period, if we do make it there, indeed, it would be 2 men in the box. So the faceoff is going to be in the Bruins zone here, Jared.
That's a massive call. I get exactly what Antoine Pouliot was trying to do. He saw that puck was going to come out of the zone. He was going for a stick lift to keep it in, and he did keep it in. But if I may quote you, he was a bit overzealous there, and he did end up getting the hook.
Our cameraman had a chuckle at that one. He knows I like to use overzealous frequently. Shout out to Blake Saraga working the camera here in the Costa final, as now it's going to be Wallace comes in with a head of steam. Liam Wallace, he's going to leave it over to Lucier, who's going to try and play it over here to McManus. 35 seconds left in the third period. Still a 2-2 hockey game. Going to be Mvoila who tries to go after it, but Kuncum just gets there first. Mvoila actually loses his stick. So Diakite will get into it to the corner around the pinch. Kuncum tried to center it over to Lucier. He couldn't handle onto it. So the puck does squeeze out of the zone for the Bruins. Lucier will have to play it back to Wallace with 15 seconds left in this one. Wallace plays it up the boards to Nathaniel Kuncum. Kuncum back to Wallace. Wallace fans on the deep outlet pass here. Wallace, he's going to pick it up from his own end here. He's swarmed by Aurelius, and so that's going to do it for the third period. Jared Lackman-Minkoff, if I told you, and yes, I've already done this before in this game, if I told you the Eastern Conference Finals would be decided in overtime, would you have believed me?
Not before the game, no. I would have thought this not necessarily would have been an easy victory for the Canadians, but I thought they would have had a handy victory here, maybe by 2 or 3 goals. But honestly, I'm very surprised the Bruins didn't win that one in regulation. They had so many chances. They were honestly the dominant team in those final few minutes, especially with all those power plays. Those definitely helped. And so that's, once again, just a testament to the Canadians. Antoine Brisebois, full props to him. He is the reason this game is even in overtime right now.
109 is left in the penalty here to Antoine Pouliot. And it's going to be Labroche, who only has 23 seconds to wait here. Jared, how much of an impact is that going to make when the extra man joins the rush?
Yeah, that's going to be very, very dangerous for the Canadians. They're going to have 46 seconds here of 4-on-3 power play. That's their window to win this game because, honestly, the Bruins have all the momentum right now. They're in full confidence. If this goes to even strength, I'm not to say that I don't like the Canadians' chances. Of course, you can never count them out, but I don't think the Bruins are going to be a light opponent in overtime. It's next goal wins. So the Bruins have massive playmakers. The thing with the Canadians is they have some playmakers as well, but not necessarily these game-breaking superstars that the Bruins have.
As the Bruins pumping up the crowd right now, things are getting loud here. The klaxons have come out. Our noise gauge is going off the charts here, absolutely spiking. If you have any blunt object, hit it against a piece of metal. As we see some canes, we see some vuvuzelas, we see I saw a cell phone over on the far side being used here. If you can make some noise, make some noise. As it's going to be 4-on-3. No, it's 3-on-3. It should be appropriate here, and they would be offsetting penalties exactly. As we see who the Bruins want to put out here, it's going to be McManus, Lucier, and Wallace versus Diakite, Boulnay, and Emile Peccal. Hold on and strap in, folks. As the puck is dropped here, McManus going to take it off the draw. McManus plays it back to Wallace. Wallace from the neutral zone. He's going to come into the offensive zone here. Liam Wallace going to try and go around the net with it. Wallace going to walk around, shoots, fires high of the mark. McManus settles it down, but no, he can't. It actually jumps off his stick. A stretch feed here to Boulnay, who somehow held on to it. Adam Boulnay walking in. Backhander. Saint-Hilaire holds on. Still loose! Oh my goodness, an opportunity there for Peccal. As there is going to be a 4-on-3 now for the Habs for the next 37 seconds. Diakite, pad save again by Saint-Hilaire. Boulnay will play it back now. It's going to be Labroche who tries to fight it over, and Peccal will pick it up for Diakite. It's going to be offside. Jared is even shaking his head at that one. Emile Peccal disagrees with the call as well.
We're right here. That puck did not come out of the line. That puck was barely even on the blue line. It stayed in the offensive zone. I do not agree with that call at all from the roof.
Go Habs, go chance starting up here. Bruins bench retaliating right there with some noise of their own. If you don't like hockey, this is the game to convince you that this is what these moments are for. History in the making as it's won again on the draw here by the Habs. Diakite going to hold on to it here. Roughly 20 seconds left in the penalty. Antoine Pouliot, he's getting ready to join the ice here. Boulnay, he's going to get around the opposition. Boulnay walks in, all wide of the mark. He had open cage on the left side here. It's going to be held on by Labroche. Over to Diakite. Diakite tries to go across with it here. It does stay in the zone now. Pouliot joins the fray. As it's going to be Aurelius, has it knocked away from him. McManus had Pouliot at first, but the defense does come back for the Habs. 3:44 left in overtime. Hits his stick and goes high into the meshing. So we will reset here as now my heart is racing, and I can't imagine what it's like for all these fans here, Jared.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I can't believe I have to just stay quiet while you're calling this game. That was a fantastic defensive effort by Nicolas Labroche to make sure that puck didn't even get on net, because that's what you want to do if you're the Canadians. Make Antoine Brisebois' job as easy as possible.
The clock is still ticking down
here. The clock
here.
is still ticking, yes. And we're going to sort that out with the scorekeepers, I believe. Nope, still ticking.
The referee looked back at the clock and then looked forward thinking everything was okay. No one picked up on that. I guess it was just us. So we're going to have 3 minutes left to play in overtime here as Nathaniel Kuhncum takes the puck here. Kuhncum discussing with his man. Looks like McManus wants to take the puck here. McManus Gets around the pinching Rochelot. McManus with some speed. McManus around Diakite. Moves it to the backhand. Shoots! The puck was loose for a second, and then it was picked up by Pouliot and taken away by Diakite. Send out the zone so Nathaniel Kuncombe comes back to play it. It's 3-on-3 hockey again. Kuncombe discussing what to do with McManus. The Habs fans telling Nathaniel Kuncombe to get it going here, but Kuncombe taking all the time he wants. A nice little move here by Pouliot. In pursuit is the other 19. Aurelius takes it away from him. Aurelius hits the brakes behind his own net. Aurelius. He's going to move it right on over to Diakite. A change is going to be made here. Diakite is going to be moving it forward. Diakite. He's waiting for the changes to come out here. Smart patience here by Diakite as Pank joins the fray with some fresh legs here. They stay on side. No hooking call being made right here as Lucier looked like he did it. Derek Pierre, the rebound still loose. Goes wide of the goal here. Kuncombe trying to play it now. Kuncombe from his own end. Less than 2 minutes left in overtime. Kuncombe moves it forward over to McManus. He's going to hit it over to Lucier. Lucier with Diakite in him. It's going to be gloved down by Brisebois, who leaves it there for Diakite. Diakite. He's going to get around Wallace here, and it's going to leave it to Derek Pierre. Derek Pierre tries to center it over. It's going to be gloved down by St. Hilaire. He held on for it briefly, and Wallace had it. Now it's going to be a stretch feed pass here to Lucier. Lucier going to actually settle down here while Diakite comes in to retrieve it. Moves it on over to Wallace. Wallace, he's going to be checked briefly by Pank. Wallace looking for a call, but it wasn't much of a shove. Diakite takes it behind the goal. He's going to send it around now to William Pank as Derek Pierre gets off the ice. I think Diakite needs a change as well. He's been on for a long time. But Diakite, he's going to have to deal with Wallace first. Diakite, he's just turning around Liam Wallace. There's less than a minute now in overtime. Adam Bolnay with the puck. Walks into the zone for the Habs. It's sticked away here by Lucier. Oh, no, that was McManus. Pank going to take it now. William Pank trying to cut to the center of the ice. No tripping call here made. Much to the horror of the fans here. For the Canadian supporters who disagree with that. 35 seconds now left in the overtime. Picked up by Mvoila behind his own net. Mvoila, the Habs trying to set up a rush here. It's going to be left here for Adam Bolnay. Bolnay, definitely the speediest on the ice here for the Habs. Bolnay gets around his man, McManus. Nice save here made by St. Hilaire. Wraparound attempt, held on by St. Hilaire, still loose. St. Hilaire trying to go after it. Goal! Goal! Adam Bolnay puts it in, and the Habs win the Eastern Conference Final. Some punches coming from the Boston Crew off the net here, and that's going to do it. The Canadians, they do pull it off. The upset is no longer alive for the Bruins, and they advance to the finals as our spiking is going crazy, and it's partly my fault for yelling too.
Wow, you heard the roar of the crowd here. Some Canadians fans even have air horns. You see the Canadians players saluting the crowd. Adam Bolnay, unbelievable effort there. He took maybe 4 or 5 whacks at that puck. I can't believe the Bruins just left him alone there in front of the net.
It seemed almost unbelievable. We see some frustration coming down here. Bosa breaks his stick and he's going to throw it outside. So the discussion between the head coach of the Bruins and the referee was that St. Hilaire could put his glove on it, but it is over. The Habs are going to advance to the finals game, which is scheduled for 9:15 p.m. So on behalf of Jared Lackman-Minkoff, I'm Connor Tomilty calling the NHL Kids U18 tournament, and we will see you in the finals.